On today's recipe, we're gonna do a double thick pork chop stuffed with Spanish sausage, ripe plantain, and a beautiful, juicy coffee glaze. So stay tuned. Let's talk pork. Today we're gonna be using a double thick pork chop. You can use pork loin or pork tenderloin. This is the other white meat, nice and healthy. A little bit of fat. Fat is always flavor. And we're gonna open it up and stuff it with some beautiful ingredients. Now the stuffing, very important. We have ripe plantains. This is like a banana, a giant banana, starchy. The blacker, the better it is. You're gonna take it out, deep fry it for like a minute or two, and you have these beautiful things. We have Spanish chorizo. It's a harder cured chorizo. You don't want to use a soft one because it'll be too greasy. So we have the chorizo, the ripe plantain. Now what we're gonna do is make a little incision on your pork with the fat side, go all the way in to the bone, and you have that nice little pocket right there. The first thing you're gonna put in is your ripe plantain because it is sugary and you don't want it to seep out. So make sure you stuff it really good. Grab your chorizo, put it all in there like that, and you have a really nice double thick pork chop stuffed with Spanish sausage, ripe plantain, and a coffee glaze. Now, very important. This is something I'm gonna keep on saying over and over. Every time you're gonna pan sear or grill a piece of meat, make sure you pat it down dry. You do not want moisture. Moisture is enemy. So pat it down dry. Always very simple, sencillo. Sencillo is one of my favorite words because it means simplicity. Salt, pepper, that's it. Great ingredients. We're gonna salt both sides. We're gonna pepper, always both sides, none of that one side thing. Oil, what oil? Olive oil, canola oil, whatever oil you feel like doing, whatever your budget allows you, that's the oil you're gonna use. But that's another recipe, that's another show, so we'll talk about that later. You see how it's smoky, nice and hot, and listen. That's what you wanna hear. You wanna hear that sizzle. That sizzle means yum. That sizzle means it's on the beach in Puerto Rico, taking a suntan. Now, this part is very important. When you're searing a piece of meat, no matter what it is, put it on the saute pan and let it be. Don't touch it, don't mess with it, don't look at it for at least 3 to 4 minutes. Now, a few minutes have went by, and we're gonna flip it. Look at that. Oh, yeah, that's what you're looking for. That beautiful caramelized color, which, like I said before, means flavor. And good tip, with your pair of tongs, hold it down. When you flip it, hold it down for like 30 seconds. How many of you have cooked a piece of steak and it just warps up like a little boat? It's a muscle, so you have to hold it down, and we're gonna let it cook for another 3 to 4 minutes, and we're gonna put it in the oven. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. So now, some of the filling fell out, which is what you want. You want that sometimes. So look how beautiful that's seared. We're gonna plate that pork chop. We're gonna grab a little bit of this chorizo and these plátano maduros and just throw it right on top. And then you see all that yum-yums and that grease and that beautiful things in there? We need that. We want that. That's flavor. You paid for that. So here we have equal amounts of coffee liquor and espresso coffee. If you have an issue with the liquor, don't add it. Just add a little bit more sugar. You hear that? Now we're adding a little bit of brown sugar, just a little bit, and we're gonna make a nice little glaze. It takes about 30, 40 seconds at the most because the coffee's already cooked. All you're doing is mixing the flavor of the coffee liqueur, and the sugar together, and you wanna make it like a syrup. And it is done, and watch this. Pay attention, this goes really fast. Look at that. That's what you want, that syrupy coffee flavor right on top. You're gonna get the sweet, the savory, the bitterness, the spiciness, the aroma of coffee. It's like sitting in your grandmama's house or abuelita's house and drinking a nice little cup of coffee, eating some pernil. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe.